I have some good news. Tio Hardimann's back, Executive Director for Violence Interrupters. Got a new book, Interrupting Gun Violence, Public Health Approach. This is what we need to be talking about, boys and girls. Mm-hmm. This is why, we look at somebody like Pastor Corey Brooks trying to build that center, or not trying, getting it done, to give a fork in the road the proper directional signs. So Tio Hardimann does every day. Good morning and welcome back.
Yeah, it's an honor to be back on your show again.
Yeah, nice to talk to you. All right, tell me about the book.
Well, the title of my book is Interrupting Gun Violence, the Public Health Approach. I kind of talk about, the different models out there, the crime control model, the public health model, how violence spreads like an infectious disease, and also give a few success stories on how I stopped and interrupted potential shootings and killings on the front end because before any shots were fired. Then we talk about structural trauma, how hurt people hurt other people, and then we're looking at it just as it spreads, like violence spreads, because gun violence has been around for a long, long time, and we have to take a look at it from a higher perspective. So my book covers a lot of that type of information, and my book is on Amazon right now. People can go purchase my book on Amazon.
And this is not for the gangs. This is for people in a position to make decisions to stop these kids before they kill each other.
Yeah, this is more on the academic level. If guys on the streets can read the book, I think it can be very enlightening for them to read the book, but really it's for academic people, professors, the schools. Matter of fact, I plan to try to sell the book to a lot of the jails throughout the nation here.
That'd be great.
County jails, penitentiary systems as well, just to wake people up and take a look at it, because hurt people do hurt other people, and we have to kind of address the trauma, the trauma that people experience.
Well said.
Tio, I've seen you on the streets for years. You've always been a big proponent of starting young, whether it's peace circles, prayer circles, whatever it is, going into the schools and talking to the kids when they're young.
Yeah. Well, I have a comic book. It's titled Mr. Ceasefire, and it's really geared to reach the young people between the age of 9 and 13 years old. Yeah, you have to reach them while they're young, because we need a cultural shift right now, because violence has become the norm in a lot of communities here throughout the nation, and we have to reverse that trend right now. So my book, the comic book, covers the younger people, Interrupting Gun Violence, the public health approach that covers some of, like people from all ages right there.
Tio, you've talked about issues facing Chicago communities, tactics that have worked to reduce violent crimes on the books. What are some of the tactics that actually have worked, that you have seen, that programs that maybe we need to be focusing on present day for years to come?
Well, some of the strategies that definitely produce results is, like, for example, Violence Interrupters. I don't want to just talk about Violence Interrupters, but it's a lot of organizations out there, because I'm very humble when it comes down to the work. You got Metropolitan Family Services doing some good work out there, the Activist Organization. You have organizations all over the city, the Institute for Peace, just to name a few, Chicago Cred. But the reality is that it's all about, meeting them guys where they are. We're working with 150 high-risk young men on the west side of Chicago now, and only 5 or 6 of the young men, believe it or not, out of the 150, only 5 or 6 of the young men relapse back into their prior lifestyle. We spend a lot of quality time with the young guys. We mediate the conflicts on the front end, and we guide them to social services, re-enroll them back in alternative schools. Some of them are in job training. So it's about really constructive shadowing, working with the young guys on a daily basis, because they need a lot of help, a lot of mentors in their lives, and that produces results. As long as you have the right people working with them young guys, it's a win-win situation.
You always lean on the preachers. We lean on the preachers. We lean on the churches. And, that's obviously a good resource. That is not the only answer. Who else is stepping up that doesn't get credit?
Well, you have organizations like Black Men United. That's they're on the west side of Chicago. You have ECCSC, it's the organization for like some of the ex-offenders, doing a lot of good work in the community. And you have a lot of unsung heroes, some of the pastors out there. Like you mentioned, Corey Brooks, he gets some credit out there, but he's doing an amazing amount of work over in the Woodline community. So, the list goes on and on, because I'm well connected, like Bob Jackson with Ceasefire Rosen over there on the south in the Rosen community. And I'm also working on a ceasefire reunion, believe it or not, for later in March, to bring back the ceasefire days, all the people that work there to help. Because, we actually we experienced a lot of good success during the ceasefire years, reducing gun violence by about 25% in Chicago back then. And then also, because it was like 425 homicides back in, I'm going back to 2004 now, right? And even all the way to 20, we've had it in a few years where we still had it under 500. So all the people, from ceasefire, we plan to bring everybody together on the last Saturday in March.
Has the city done everything they can do for you?
No, well, the thing is, I've reached out to Brandon Johnson. I'm trying to meet with him, but he hasn't responded to me as of yet. And probably because, I'm a little more outspoken sometimes because I'm the kind of guy that speaks on issues the way
But let me just interrupt you for a second, Theo. See, this is what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And I say the same thing about Tony Preckwinkle. I say the same thing about our senators, about our Congress folks as well.
Yeah.
If you are truly interested in stopping the violence, if you're truly interested in having kids not kill each other, drop the politics. Don't, it doesn't matter what Cory Brooks stands for or what Tio Hardimann speaks out on. This isn't about your political image. This is about doing good. And when Tio Hardimann calls, take the call and show up.
And that's what I'm talking about. So I don't know, because by me, I guess some people are scared to, work with me because I'm outspoken, because I'm not going to overlook situations that are not right for the people in Chicago. But that doesn't mean you should overlook me. Like, we got to take the politics out of it for sure.
You're a good man.
Can I ask for a quick political question, too? Everybody likes you. Everybody knows you, Tio. I know you ran for governor in 2018. Any other thoughts of running again?
No, I'm done with politics.
Okay, you're happy where you are.
The only way I would run for politics again, I need the money. It's all about the money. Back in 2014, let's be honest, I could have won against Quinn because we secured 28% of the state vote without a lot of money. So imagine if I had TV commercials, I would be the governor today.
Too much of politics is about raising money as opposed to what people actually stand for.
Exactly.
You're doing work on the street that really makes a difference. Interrupting Gun Violence, the public health approach. Get it on Amazon. Get 2 copies. You're careless, you'll lose one. And download 3 or 4 more for your friends.
And the comic book, too.
And the comic book.
That's right. They can visit my website at violenceinterrupters.org. That's violenceinterrupters.org. And I appreciate the support all the time.
And there's links on there for everything else with Tio. Thanks, bud.
All right.
See you later.
Thank you, Tio.
That's Tio Hardimann.
He's great. Whenever we would cover stories, I mean, Nick and I would, he's on the ground. He's out in the community saying, we got to do something about this.
And
he puts the money where...
I just wish I was surprised that Brandon Johnson's not returning his call. Brandon Johnson's people aren't returning his call. Cory Brooks throws the world's largest baby shower. Nobody shows up. We were there.
Well, that was the main thing.
It's just amazing to me. So, Tony Preckwinkle, tell me again how you're worried about kids. Brandon Johnson, tell me again how you're worried about kids.
Yep.
Ridiculous.